All right, sorry about that, guys. Okay. Oh, so many things went wrong just now, but we conquered and we overcame, so we're good. Bill Cosby. Tristan, you're so stupid, man. Don't worry, guys, I know him. Or maybe I shouldn't. Maybe I should just say I don't know him. What's going on, Chosen One? Artful Dodger, how's it going, man? El Bosch, welcome back. Yes, got the music this time. Good, thanks for the audio check, Chosen. Dorota, what's going on? Roar Nation. Don't let it happen again. Yeah, hopefully it won't. So, guys, title was not clickbait. There are a couple things to talk about. So, Elon Musk is, in fact, showing signs that he is 100% on board with the Dogecoin project. And he's been extremely active on Twitter, and that's what I want to cover. That on Twitter, some things relating to Ethereum, and then some things also relating to Shiba Inu. So, ETH to 8K, Solana flips ADA. Yes, that's actually kind of what I had on the agenda. So let's go ahead and let's just start with Shiba Inu, okay? Guys, I hope that you were not overly greedy and you did listen to the advice that I gave, saying to lock in profit before it's too late. Now, don't forget, if you haven't already, guys, please click that like button. If you have not expended your click of the like button, please consider doing so. What's going on, Jonathan? Welcome to the stream. All right, for the last week, guys, I've been saying pretty much every day that I've been live, I've been saying it on Twitter, and I've been saying it in the Discord group. If you're part of the members-only Discord group, lock in some profit on Shiba Inu. You do not have to be the hodler, all right? People like to hodl and say that they're hodling for fun, for a good time. It makes them feel good. You know, I'm never selling. Okay, cool, respect. But if you're in this to make money, you should be looking to protect your own investment, and you do not have to be a part of the crowd. The reason that I say this is it was just clear as day that there was going to be some sort of sell-off. All right, and what that means is you buy low, you sell high, and then you wait for a pullback and you look to re-enter low. All right, now here's what's happening here on on Shiba Inu. People bought up here. It made a run all the way up to 8. It made a pullback and another run all the way up to 8. And we could see it lost steam. It did not have quite enough in it at the time to pass this 9,000 level. Then the major sell-off. Then you got another opportunity to sell right here at right about 8.3. And another opportunity to sell here at about 8. So this is about 1, 2, 3, 4 big opportunities that you had to sell at pretty much the top. Now, the whole reason for this run up here was because of Robinhood news. And the whole reason that it stayed up here and didn't completely dump immediately is for one reason, and that's because there was also a rumored date in the near future that people were saying it was going to go live. And that date was first October the 28th, right? And you can see it was still hovering here on like October 28th, 29th. And then the next date was November the 1st, which is right here. And you can see right around November the 1st going into November 2nd, it did still hold its own. But as November 2nd came and there was still no Shiba Inu on Robinhood, people started to say, okay, this was not accurate information. It is not coming quite yet. And so people started to feel bad about it, lock in profit. Then we had one last dip buy here at 6 where people bought it up, pushed the price up to 7.3, and then started the selling off. There was no reason to still be in Shiba Inu right now. You buy the rumor, you sell the top, maybe you take a little chance, but you sell the news, and you do so before everyone else does. And worst case scenario, you get to buy a dip, all right? And that's all there is to it. Now, just about an hour ago on Twitter, I said, hopefully you guys listened and you sold, and you're not holding a bag right now. And we were sitting at about here. So if you're still holding despite all of this, and now you're a part of this crash, like on stream just now, guys, Shiba Inu just started to hard crash, as you can see right here. Massive selling off is starting to happen. SHIB is now under 6, and it went all the way down to 5.4. we might see some activity on a pullback back to the 200 EMA. I think now's not really the time I'd want to be in Shiba Inu. I'd be here looking for a dip buy, but you know, if I was looking to take profit, I already missed about 30% of my potential gains, which is massive when you're talking about gains that are like 10 to 15x if you were holding from down here. So hopefully you didn't get greedy and you locked in profit. Moral of the story. SHIB, in my opinion, is going to be relatively dead until further notice. And that further notice will come when Robinhood provides more information on when more information on the update. So if they give a date or if they leak some more information regarding the fact that it's coming, that's when SHIB will see another pump. Until then, it's probably going to be a whole bunch of red days here overall. So this 8 is pretty much gone. You'll be fortunate if you can get a sell-off at 7, in my opinion. But we might be heading back down towards this area here in between 4 and 5 flat. All right, my thoughts. So that's SHIB. Now let's get into what the title's talking about here. Elon Musk backing Doge 100% and potential Ethereum 2x. Doge and Ethereum 2x, and why I said that. A few things are going on here. Let's start with the Elon Musk thing. So Elon Musk, oh, here's the tweet. Artful Doja just liked it. This was 1 hour ago. Rip to anyone who didn't listen, still holding their SHIB bag and took no profit. And that was about an hour before this crash just happened. All right, so Elon Musk, guys. Let's go ahead and go to Elon Musk's Twitter. And I have some things to show you that you may not have seen. So we know that at first, especially around the time where, you know, we had the SNL event in May where Elon Musk was doing the whole Dogecoin skit. He was super active on Twitter, super active in the community, talking to different people, making all these jokes, and Dogecoin was just pumping all over the place each time that he did it. Then there was a period of time right around where the Tesla Model S Plaid got announced, where Elon Musk went completely silent and went dark on Twitter. And then we had Doge Day, the second one, and a whole bunch of different announcements where Elon Musk was just nowhere to be found and he was not talking about Dogecoin. I already explained in yesterday's stream why I think that is. If you want the answer, you can let me know in chat. But for those that were here yesterday, I won't re-explain it. Either way, that has now changed. Elon Musk is now back to tweeting about Dogecoin in full effect, just like he was before, if not more than he was at first. He has been all day today and yesterday tweeting back and forth with Shibatoshi Nakamoto, or Billy Marcus, the creator of Dogecoin, talking about Doge and all things related to Doge nonstop for like the last 2 to 3 days now. And I'm going to go ahead and show some of these tweets. And from this is where I derive that Elon Musk is, you could pretty comfortably say, with no clickbait and no lying here, that Elon Musk is 100% on board with the Dogecoin thing. And he's back with it. And there should be no doubts anymore in anyone's mind. Now, if you already had doubts, even without this, you should already have been able to come to this conclusion when he put his financial advisor on the board for Dogecoin. All right, that should have been enough to give you a hint that Elon Musk is involved and kind of all in as far as his involvement's concerned. He's with the Dogecoin project. But if that wasn't enough for you, let's go ahead and start looking at some of his tweets here, and you'll see what he's been saying regarding Dogecoin over the last 2 days. So let's start from about, let's see. So starting from here, this was on November 1st. This was 2 days ago. Billy Marcus just tweeted something about cryptocurrency, a little thing about, you know, take everything that's said on the internet with a grain of salt, take responsibility for your own actions. If you can't do this, buy crypto. Then Elon Musk jokingly just said the opposite of that, just to mess around. All right, that was the start of Elon kind of getting the ball rolling regarding interacting with people in the Doge community. Then this is where things get more important. If you start to look here, Shibatoshi Nakamoto, or I'm just going to call him Billy Marcus, okay? He posted something where he said, all right, Greg, who was nominated as the fake CEO of Dogecoin, just for fun and memes, his term has expired, and now we need to find a new leader, a new fake CEO of Dogecoin. Who will it be? And then Shibatoshi said, or Billy Marcus, he said, okay, I just ate my taco and I've made my decision on who the next fake CEO will be. The announcement will be at 4 Pacific time in 3 hours. Elon Musk said, me. Elon Musk went ahead and said, choose me as the next fake CEO of Dogecoin. This actually happened, guys. This was yesterday. Elon Musk asked to be nominated as the fake CEO of Dogecoin. If that doesn't give you enough right there, that's an absolutely massive tweet. Now, we know these days Dogecoin isn't just extremely volatile like it was a couple months ago. It's not 100% a meme coin anymore. So based off that kind of, if that was said in May or June, Dogecoin probably would have 2x just now. But these days, Dogecoin is relatively stable. All right. So we didn't really see much as far as the price was concerned. This was the second. November 2nd's activity was right here. And as you can see, there was a big green candle that moved us up to 28. But that was only like a 1.5 cent jump. Absolutely nothing. But either way, that's still massive. Elon Musk involved that much that he tweeted, you know, choose me. And then Billy said, he didn't just go right into that and say, oh, yes, sir, Elon Musk, whatever you say. He jokingly said, I feel like you need a better fake title than fake CEO. Something like top innovator of technological services. And that was just a joke playing back to when Elon Musk said that he was going to create an institution named something. And if you just take the first letters here, you can see what Elon was joking about. And then that's also what Billy Marcus was joking back at him about TITS. All right. And then Elon Musk right here replied and said, how about my little Doge Floki? He would make a great CEO. His judgment is... And so they're just going back and forth. And so Elon Musk clearly involved. He's now saying, make Floki the fake CEO. And then he said Floki would be an acceptable choice as well. He has the advantage of being a Doge. So many great candidates. And, you know, just going back and forth with the community here. Elon Musk interacting with the Dogecoin community actively. And then here's what happened here. Billy Marcus said, all right, so the new fake CEO of Dogecoin is Kabosu. Now, this is the actual face of Dogecoin. This is the actual dog. The dog's like 13 or 14 or something like that, a little up in age, but this exact dog is the logo. That's where it came from. And so that's what he said here. This is the one who's embodied Dogecoin before it was even in existence. The face of the coin, who's inspired millions to do only good every day. So there it is. All right. And then he said nomination for the new fake chairman of the board is no other than Elon Musk. And then Elon's adorable wonderkind puppy Floki will be nominated as fake president. And then Elon Musk gave, you know, the clapping hands, the applause. Happy and content with what happened here. So, guys, if you were confused about whether or not, you know, because Elon Musk went quiet over the last couple months, Elon Musk was still a fan of Dogecoin, the project, if he even cared about it, thought it was funny, or wanted anything to do about it, this interaction over the past day or two should have eliminated any doubts by far, and you should now understand that just because Elon went quiet for a couple weeks or a couple months, he is still here 100%, and he wants in. Now, I can only imagine if Elon got nominated as the fake CEO, what could have come from that. But just the fact that Elon said, choose me, should tell you enough. He's in. And so, that being said, when it comes to Dogecoin, if you want to know if Dogecoin is probably going to be coming to Tesla soon, at the same time that Bitcoin is, with Elon Musk's involvement like that, that should no longer be a question. I think the answer is pretty obvious. And then based on what we talked about yesterday on Monday, with that leak where it said that in the code there was Bitcoin and then there was something called Shiba that looks like it was coming as a method of payment, I think that should confirm that it was probably just a code for Dogecoin. Elon Musk has said that he holds no Shiba Inu token and never has bought it, and he is active in the Dogecoin community. All right, so there you go. So that's the Elon Musk backing Doge 100%, but that's not all. Now, what am I talking about Doge and ETH 2x? Let's start with the Ethereum 2x. So if you know anything about cryptocurrency, you know that things typically move in phases here. When prices start to go up, it's usually the market leader first. It leads the way. And then you've got, and this is a little chart just in case, and I'll zoom back in. I showed this on Monday, but in case you weren't here, path to alt season. How does it go? Phase 1, Bitcoin's the one that moves and it does the surge in price first. Then Ethereum is the one that follows, and you see Ethereum start outperforming Bitcoin, and then we hear talks of the flippening, like, oh, is Ethereum going to take over Bitcoin? And then after that, money starts to trickle down into the large cap coins, and then all the altcoins start to see massive run-ups. Now, I say that because if you look at Bitcoin here, Bitcoin broke its all-time high a couple weeks ago as it rocketed all the way up to 67,000 blasting past the all-time high of 64K right here. So this is what Bitcoin did. And then it pulled back. And ever since then, it's been in this consolidating pattern here, looking like it's cooled off. Then what ended up happening shortly following, and really as of today, at first Ethereum was lagging a little bit. Here was the all-time high, 43.85. It was lagging just a bit. And now if you look right here, as of today, Ethereum has passed its all-time high. Actually, as of yesterday, it passed the all-time high. And now it is at the highest that it's been yet. $4,600. If you go to coinmarketcap.com, you can see what crazy price that puts the market cap at. This is what Bitcoin's market cap was at about a month ago. Because when Bitcoin was 29,000, the market cap was a little less than half what it is now, which puts this in the 500 to 600 billion range. And now we have Ethereum sitting in the 500 to 600 billion range. And we can also see it over the last 7 days outperforming Bitcoin, and over the last 24 hours outperforming Bitcoin. Whoops, didn't mean to do that. Let's go back to market cap. With the percentages being up 3% over the last day and 16 over the last 7 days. And now Bitcoin has fallen below its all-time high, and even the previous one where Ethereum is still sitting here at the top, about to go towards 5K. So you can see here, based off that information, that short term, we are transitioning into phase 2. All right, so this is kind of that time where people are going to start saying, oh, wait a minute, guys, Ethereum. Okay. Before I continue, just got a little question here. And ADA, yeah, we'll talk about ADA too. Hey, Mariano, can you run a hypothetical based on what you showed on one Bitcoin at ETH, then large cap, which coins, and then the others? Yeah. Yeah, so we'll talk about that. Now, the reason I said ETH 2x, guys, is because two things combined. One, what we just talked about here, going into phase 2. And two, the fact that this run-up on Ethereum is going to be fueled the closer that we get to Ethereum 2.0. What I want to talk about really quick is the absolutely terrible state that Ethereum is in right now, and the fact that we are still at all-time highs. If you go and try to do some kind of transaction on Ethereum's blockchain network during peak hours. Last time I used Ethereum, and I stopped using it because the gas fees were getting too high, it was costing me about $200 to $300 per transaction. Think about how ridiculous that is. If I wanted to send coins to someone, it would cost me $200 to execute that. That was the fee that they were charging just to do something on their network. That was about a month ago, month and a half. As of now, the fees are up to $600-$700. If you want to send money to a friend, if you want to pay for something in Ethereum, if you want to buy an options contract, if you want to stake, if you want to do anything that requires a miner to validate the transaction, it's going to cost you about $600 to $700 if you're doing it during the day. That's almost $1,000, guys, per transaction. That doesn't make any kind of sense. What that tells you is that there's a whole lot of demand for miners and everything on the network, which is great. But at the same time, Ethereum is super weighed down and overloaded right now. And despite all of that, Ethereum is still breaking into all-time highs here. At the very top of where it's been. Only $50 short of the all-time high it made about an hour ago, okay? So that's good. That's actually good. Now, the price is not going to stop here because what that tells us is two things. One, Ethereum is going to keep running. And two, imagine how much Ethereum would run if it got better, if it got faster, and if it got way, way, way cheaper. And as we near Ethereum 2.0, guys, which is supposed to be coming by the first half of next year, this price is going to continue to run up because Ethereum's gas fees are going to go from like $700 like it is now down to like $1, $2, $5, something really, really cheap. And then the speed's going to, I forget exactly what the metric is. What was it, like 100x or something nuts? Many, many more transactions per second are going to be possible. You're going to have like the sharding and the roll-ups and all the different complicated methods that Ethereum has laid out to make the network more efficient and way faster. But then you've also got the move from proof of work to proof of stake. So you won't require miners to have to run physical equipment with high-end expensive graphics cards and rig setups just to validate transactions on the network. Now it'll just be You buy some Ethereum, you stake your Ethereum, you are considered a validator, you earn staking rewards, and you earn rewards for being a validator, kind of thing. So that's going to be the big thing. Either way, my point is, every day that passes, we get closer and closer and closer to that Ethereum 2.0 point. And people are going to be investing in anticipation of Ethereum 2.0, which is going to be absolutely massive for Ethereum. And so the value of this is only going to go up as time goes on and we get closer to that update. So even here at 4,000, I still think Ethereum's at a good buy. If I were you, I would be buying into Ethereum pretty much at any price, okay? This is not financial advice. I'm not a financial advisor. Ethereum's one of those things like Bitcoin where you can expect to see a positive return on your investment no matter what point you invest in if it's before Ethereum 2.0 comes out. And I expect by the time ETH2 does hit that Ethereum will be somewhere up here in between $10,000 to $15,000 per. We are still under 5K. So yeah, it'd be cool to buy the 3K dip, be cool to buy the 2 or the 1, but still at 4, I'm still buying. At 5, I'm still buying. If it's 6 and it's not even the end of the year yet, I'm still buying. So that's my thoughts on Ethereum. Buy before it's too late. Don't be the FOMO buyer when we're sitting at 8 or 9, you're like, man, I should have got in, and then you buy an ETH. Don't be that person. If you got a whole lot of extra money sitting aside, get you 1 or 2 ETH, call it a day. And then come back next year, tell me how much money you made. So there's that. That's the Ethereum 2x thing coming. Now, I also say 2x because we've broken above all-time highs here. Usually what you see is a breakout, a bit of a pullback, and then once we've tested the previous high as support, that's when you usually see the massive run-up start. So we broke above it, we see a pullback, everyone gets confident that we're not just, this isn't temporary, we're not just going to go up and then faceplant all the way back down. As we hold support above the previous highs and show it's no longer resistance, but it's support, then we take off, use this as a launch pad, and that's when we rock it up. So that's where we're at with Ethereum. A couple questions, then I'll talk about the Doge 2x. How's it going, Michael Meath and Wanu? Welcome to the stream. You sold 3,000 Doge for Shiba. I'm good at losing money. Uh-oh. Please use 100 Bitcoin as the base case. Okay, I'll get back to that. Still have 15,000 Doge though, then ETH, ADA, XRP. Yeah, not too bad. You see ADA getting closer to ETH, and we'll talk about that too. What 1 Bitcoin will get you if you catch the highs of all the coins? So you're saying what I think the altcoins will be worth once Bitcoin is at 100K? Honest opinion on Mana? I'm going to have to look into that one a little bit. I'm not super familiar with Mana. Let me see. A lot of requests here. I'm going to have to try and accommodate some of them. Okay, cool. So let's talk about, right before we get to the reason that Dogecoin is going to 2x, let me just address what Mr. Dozier was requesting there. So by the end of the year, we know that Bitcoin is supposed to be at about 100K. If you've been on Twitter, you've seen on Plan B, he's 100 trillion USD. That's his @ I would recommend following him. He's been pretty spot on with price predictions, so people kind of look at it as if he says it's going to happen with all his research, it probably will happen. And his price targets for the end of the month is that Bitcoin will be at or higher than 98,000, and then by the end of December, going into 2022, that we will be at or above 135K per Bitcoin. So let's just say we are at, on November the 30th, the last day of the month, we are sitting at, like he predicted, $100,000. Where would that put the altcoins? What room do they have to run up to? So let's just do, let's see, 100,000 divided by 62,000. Trying to get some math going on here. I don't know exactly what I'm trying to do. Anyway, I'll just do the mental math. It's actually easier for me to do it that way. So if we just consider this, going to 100K here on Bitcoin is about a 40% move up. It's not quite. Actually, is that correct? Let me see. No, that would be probably closer to like a 75% move, right? So that would be closer to like a 60 or 70% move up. Either way, we could just obviously look at these two here and tell that Bitcoin its market cap would be somewhere around like 1.5-ish trillion, maybe 1.6. All right. So that's kind of the room. That's kind of where Bitcoin's market cap would end up at if Bitcoin went up to 100K by the end of the month. It would be at around 1.5, 1.6 trillion, give or take $100 billion, whatever. Now, when you look at Ethereum sitting here at 4,000, that would give Ethereum room to 3x without passing Bitcoin's market cap. So that means that Ethereum could still be in second place and be worth, what, $12,000, $13,000 each, and still be in second place. That's a lot of running up here for Ethereum. Not saying it's going to happen, but it is possible. And then you've got Solana. Solana's just super, super cheap. And it actually it destroyed Cardano. Wait a minute, guys. If this is what you were just talking about in the comments. Solana was not at $240 not very long ago. It went up 10% in the last 24 hours. It's up 27% in the last 7 days. And in market cap, it just passed ADA by 2 billion. That's actually pretty impressive. So check that out. Now, as far as potential is concerned, I still am more bullish on Cardano for a couple reasons. The main reason is Solana has already achieved more than Cardano has, and they are still worth about the same. So you have to keep in mind that Cardano just got the smart contract platform integrated, yet it does not really have its layer 2 solution integrated yet. So really the great thing about Cardano is not even live yet. We have the start where you can start running complicated programs, but we don't have the end goal, which is where Cardano's doing all these fast transactions per second at a high rate of speed. We don't have that yet. That's going to come, I believe it was like the Alonzo, is that what they call it? Alonzo update? I forget what they codenamed it, but they said it's going to be coming probably sometime next year. That hasn't even happened yet. Now, Solana's pretty much, I won't say it's finished, but it's way closer to completion. It's not waiting on any major update, and it's already had smart contracts for a while, and it's got a bit of a built-out network. So, though this is more of a finished project, Cardano, in my opinion, still has more potential for financial growth. And so, if you consider that, and you say that, Ethereum has potential to go to 1.2 or $1.3 trillion here by doubling or tripling in market cap and value, and the coin getting from somewhere, $10,000 to $12,000 each, then that means Cardano, if it were to, let's just say, get that update and be pretty much in everybody's eyes on par with Ethereum as of next year, ETH2 and Cardano with the update, people are saying, oh, they're pretty close. This one has its pros and so does this one, and this one has its cons and so does this one. Then what you can really just do to this, add a 0 to the end, and that would put us at 690 billion. And then about double that, and that would put us towards the 1.2, 1.3 trillion dollar market cap. And so at that point, Cardano would be worth somewhere around like $35 to $50. And that would put Cardano at the equal value to Ethereum at 12,000, and which would also put that near Bitcoin at 100K. That's only Bitcoin at 100K, guys. That's only the value of Bitcoin at 100,000, which is supposed to happen by the end of the month. I'm not even talking about by the end of the year, which the price target is 135,000, nor am I talking about going anytime into next year where the price target for Bitcoin is going to be somewhere closer to 200,000 by the end of the year or higher. Not even going that far out. But that is the potential that these guys have. If people say that any one of these networks is worth the exact same as Bitcoin's worth as a project. And I do think there will be a point in time where people start to value investing in these networks a little bit more than they value investing in Bitcoin. So that flippening could actually occur. Now, if you think that the value of these networks is still half of what Bitcoin is, you can really do that mental math. I mean, Ethereum is pretty much half of Bitcoin at any given time. So really, you just get your market cap up to whatever Ethereum's is, and then you do the math on the coin price to do that same multiple. Artful, that's a little, I think that's a little much for me to do on stream right now. I mean, if you were to sell, if you bought a Bitcoin now, let's just say you invested $60,000 and then you sold it at 100K, so you made 40K profit, and then you take that $100,000 and you throw it into Ethereum, and then Ethereum goes up to, so now you have $100,000 instead of $62,000, and then that goes into Ethereum. Ethereum doubles, gets near 10K. Now you have $200,000, and then you drop that into Cardano, and Cardano goes up to $3. That goes up, what is that, like 50-60%, and then you have like $300,000, something like that. That's pretty much what could happen if in a perfect world these staggered like that. The only thing is that's not going to happen, because when Bitcoin goes up, usually these follow at a certain rate of speed, and then the next one takes over, and then the rest take over. But in that time, what usually ends up happening is some of these guys randomly get pieces of news information. And so just like SHIB randomly got that announcement that it was going to come to Robinhood soon, and it made it 10x unpredictably. No one really saw that one coming. People were only speculating and guessing and hoping, and then just out of the blue, we got a quick announcement before people were even prepared, and then everybody dumped their money into it, and people saw 10, 15x gains and all this crazy stuff. All of those factors can't really be accounted for, so I wish it was that simple. That would just be an extreme, like, in a perfect world, these guys would not move at all until Bitcoin stopped, and then you could switch your money into here, and then you could switch your money into here, and then you could switch your money into one of these, but that's just not usually the way it goes. I'll read a couple of your comments here. And what's going on, everybody? Oh, it looks like we've got a nice group here. Don't forget, subscribe if you haven't. I do these kind of streams pretty often, multiple times per week, so would love to have you in the next one. Let's see. You have to admit, without all of this, you'd be broke. You haven't worked for over a year? Really? Well, hey, man, I'm glad you're able to stay afloat with this. Glad to help. Hopefully you'll find some work. A long time ago, people were saying one Bitcoin would be worth 1 million. Is that true or false? If you think about the financial system, 1 trillion isn't a lot when you look at derivatives and all the other products. It really isn't, because people, I mean, you can go, especially if you live out of the United States and it's legal, you can go use a leveraged crypto brokerage, and you can have 100, or let's just say $1,000, and you can leverage that to $100,000, or you can have $1,000 and you can use 100x leverage and trade with $1 million. So $1 trillion in the grand scheme of things isn't really that much money, because you can always leverage your position if you have access to it. Now, that being said, if you don't know what you're doing, you will instantly blow up your account, so I don't recommend doing it. And I've done it too. I've blown up my account trying it. Lots of trial and error and thousands of dollars lost, but it is possible. You're bullish on ADA as well. If I had money, I'd buy more. As a developer, I looked into ADA, and it's better than ETH, but ETH is first, of course. Exactly, yeah. ADA to at least $10, yeah. Bitcoin will be crazy high. Some people are going to be rich. Yeah, I agree with you 100%. So I definitely prefer Cardano over Ethereum, and they both have their own different angles. So the thing is, Cardano, it's like the beauty of simplicity versus Ethereum, which is like trying to be the master of every technology. And some people will appreciate the way that Ethereum operates and the way that it plans to scale. And some people will appreciate the way that Cardano operates and plans to scale. And the way I really think about it is Ethereum's kind of like Android, where Cardano's kind of trying to take the Apple approach. It's, at the end of the day, probably going to be split somewhat 50-50 on what people think is better. And of course, you can interject your coin, your blockchain network of choice into this. But I'm just talking about, in my opinion, the two big dogs, which are going to be Ethereum and Cardano. And Solana will probably be in the mix. But Ethereum is doing all these different things with sharding and with rollups and all these different like layer 2 scaling technologies to achieve its end goal of all these transactions per second and being able to host a whole lot of people and you know, all of that capacity. Where Cardano's doing this simple approach with its layer 2 solution, which is kind of like, you know, it just uses a second layer that handles a lot of the stuff and compiles stuff, and then it drops it onto the blockchain. Super overly simplified. You can look up a video on how Cardano plans to do it. and get an explanation. But it's a much simpler, more streamlined approach, where this is using a whole bunch of different technologies to try and accomplish that same end goal. And Cardano's angle is Ethereum's doing too much. You don't have to do all of that, nor do you need all those transactions per second. Just get the job done, keep things simple, and there's less opportunity here for things to break because there's less moving parts. Where Ethereum has all these different moving parts because it's taking advantage of all these different technologies and overcomplicating things, trying to do a little bit of everything. So two different angles here, one end result, but they're going to have similar functionality, so it's going to be kind of up to the people on which one they decide to pick. But that being said, Ethereum is still worth about 1/10 of what Ethereum is worth right now. So Cardano still has plenty of room to grow. All right. And Cardano, in my opinion, is still super undervalued. But like one new just said, but Ethereum is right now the first one. The reason for that is first mover advantage, and pretty much anything gives you just a massive advantage. You can think of like Google and Microsoft in the tech space. Or Google and Apple, or Microsoft and Apple, depends on what comparison you want to make, internet products, whatever. Or you can think of Bitcoin in the crypto space, or you can think of Ethereum in the crypto space but in the blockchain network, or you can think of Dogecoin in the crypto space but in the retail coin segment. Having that first mover advantage lets you get started first. Then you also gain all the popularity, and people look at you as the benchmark for other similar projects. So for blockchains, Ethereum is the benchmark. Even if Cardano's better, or or Solana's better, people are still going to say, oh, well, Ethereum was here first. It's been here longer, proven to be stable. Ethereum's like that big dog that everyone can trust in. And then all these other guys have to prove that they are worth Ethereum or worth more, like they're worthy of the spot. So that first mover advantage will always give Ethereum an advantage there, plus more time to develop and everything. But that lets you take advantage of these guys that have not yet caught up and potentially make a whole lot of money, as you can see the potential with it being undervalued and know where it could possibly get or go past. And so that's what these guys, they serve as like the price target. So price target for a good blockchain network that's the same or worth more than Ethereum's is going to be Ethereum's market cap. And you can see that Cardano's market cap is worth about 1/10 of Ethereum. So it could 10x. That's the simple math. How do I feel about Stellar XLM? I did a little bit of research on it before, and I saw it was a good project, but I'll be honest, it looked good, but it's not at the top of my list. It'll probably give like Doge and whatnot a run for its money, but when I don't like to invest really, really early in projects. I like to invest in them as I see other people starting to notice them. And for me, XLM hasn't caught enough steam quite yet to really be on my radar. So, and that's everyone has their own filter of what they like to look for their investments. That's mine, because there's thousands of coins and projects and stuff. It could be overwhelming. So my filter is just, once people start to take note of it, then I jump on. I look for a 5 to 10x versus starting to look super early looking for like 1,000x. I don't have enough time to do it, unfortunately. Yeah, ETH is going down the drain until ETH 2. And until that happens, a lot of these blockchains here, this is their time to shine. Cardano, right now, it's Cardano's time to shine and Solana's time to shine, because at the moment, with them not costing $700 per transaction, they are kind of better than Ethereum. As long as they can do smart contracts and NFTs, people are going to prefer to use those blockchains. But as soon as Ethereum hits ETH 2, ETH 2 is going to take off. Ethereum's going to take off like a rocket again, start to leave these guys in the dust. When I think Cardano has the best chance of being able to keep up with Ethereum's network, because Cardano's here without being done, whereas Solana looks like it's catching up to Ethereum, but Solana's pretty much done already, where Ethereum's also not done. So you see what I mean? These guys have not kicked into overdrive yet, and Solana's pretty much finished. And yet they're all worth the same thing. So I wouldn't get too fooled with Solana's market cap right here, because once these guys kick into overdrive with ETH 2 and Cardano's Layer 2 update, they will probably take off and kick into another gear where Solana is already at max speed. Fresh taper, by the way, my man. Thank you. Appreciate it. Just got it yesterday. Australia's largest bank, called CBA, has enabled crypto for their customers. They can only purchase the top 10. Do you think this will force consolidation of the top 10? Yeah, I mean, that's really powerful. And honestly, the top 10 is generally the only things I really like to put my money into for the most part. So I don't think there's anything wrong with that, but that will definitely increase cash flow to these guys. And that's really going to be Bitcoin, Ethereum, Doge, Shiba probably is going to be out of the top 10 by tomorrow, if I were to guess. So Solana, Cardano, and XRP. XRP is a big one, and I'm about to talk about, guys, another reason that Doge will 2x here. But first, let me just say, XRP could also take off like a rocket here over the next couple days, or I'm sorry, over the next couple weeks. And that's because Coinbase is exploring the option of listing XRP, but as a ERC20 token, like a wrapped XRP token, which would allow people to effectively trade, buy and sell XRP. So yes, it is being picked on by the SEC, but Coinbase is figuring out a way around it. And that means that if they can figure that out, XRP, people are going to start getting more interested in it again. It'll probably take off in Moon, but then you'll also see other coins that are having problems getting listed, like XRP, with Coinbase doing the same workaround for them, wrapping them, and then trading that kind of derivative of it. They'll also get listed as a wrapped version, and so that'll that'll be good for the crypto market. So XRP is probably a good short-term investment here. If I were to give you some advice, not financial advice, but a list of things that I'd be buying up right now, it would really be the things in the top 10. And if Bitcoin's not your thing, okay, cool. But like medium long term, I'd want to be holding Ethereum, Cardano, XRP, and some Dogecoin. I would not want to be holding long term Solana. I don't really care about Polkadot. I'll let you decide on that one. I would also not want to be holding SHIB long term because that could go down pretty far first before it goes back up. I think the next time SHIB's going to go up is with information directly coming from Robinhood next. Until that happens, and who knows what the time will be on that, I think SHIB is going to be selling off here or just staying sideways. That's not really the kind of project I like to be holding. So we'll see what happens there. Anyway, going on to the next thing here, and this will be the final thing. Why is, okay, if not for that, it would 2 to 5x? Yes, I do think so. XRP, the angle XRP is coming at, it's supposed to be a really, really good, solid, fundamentally solid project that will let, like institutions and banks take advantage of it. It's a coin or a currency that will be able to, you can move a whole lot of volume for a really, really, really low fee. And it's not super like user-friendly or inviting like Dogecoin is, but fundamentally and price-wise, it's super fast and super cheap. And I think that people that move like millions or billions of dollars per day, they're going to really want to be able to move money in that way versus having to deal with paying like transaction fees or wiring fees and all that kind of stuff that really add up. Even stores that do hundreds of transactions per day, having a coin with fees that are that cheap and money that could be moved that fast in a decentralized manner could save them a lot of money in the long term. So I think people will want to, on the back end, start transacting using XRP. So that's the angle I've always said I see XRP coming from. Doge Scotland says, what do you mean by medium to long term, roughly? I'm just kind of talking about like sometime next year. Like mid next year. Only downside of Ada is it uses Haskell. Basically, it's more difficult to pick up creating contracts, as not as many devs that do that. Still don't think that'll matter. Yeah, you're right. Yeah, the programming language is a little different, so that'll be a bit of a hump. Put your life into Doge. Your life savings into Doge, guys. Trust me, would not do that. But thank you for the comment, Graffiti. I would not put close to my life savings in Dogecoin. Just being honest, though I do like the project and believe in it. Yeah, maybe Bitcoin or Ethereum. Probably not the Doge. All right, so anyway, here's why I think that Dogecoin is going to 2x soon. All right, this on top of what we just discussed. Which was Elon Musk being all in, super active in the community, asking to be nominated as the fake CEO of the project, has his financial advisor already on the board for Dogecoin progression. He's super involved. All right. On top of that, the update that we've been waiting for, and I know with 1.14.4, the update that we're on right now, we have already been talking about reduced transaction fees, because basically the idea is once all the people that are mining and validating transactions, once they update their nodes to the latest version, then as soon as there's a majority, then the update can kind of officially go live to where transaction fees are reduced. It looks like we've pretty much hit that point. And now we're only a few days away from the next Dogecoin update, which will force the lower transaction fees, which is 1.14.5. And Patrick Lauder, who's a core developer on the Dogecoin project, confirms that we are only days away from the new update coming. And this is something that's not being talked about. All right. He says it looks really close. He said all that's left now is documents, and simple maintainer tasks, maybe some translations if they get proposed in time, to give an idea about timing. He says, let's say 2 days, maybe 3. The 3 open items until version fixation takes 6 to 8 hours in total to propose, and then give them 24 hours to get reviewed and merged. So let's take 2 days for these in parallel to the above mentioned work. In parallel, okay, not in addition. Then he said, so in total, take 3 days from now, and then take some margin, a day for the building, which we do in about 3 hours, but we need time to get more signatures. So having a release in this coming weekend is definitely not unthinkable. So basically what he said, 2 to 3 days, or maybe saying 5, kind of worst case scenario, just to give a buffer, is probably the max amount of time until 1.14.5 goes live. And at this point, I believe this was yesterday that it was posted, and then the post was 14 hours old, so that must have been posted on Monday. So by Saturday or Sunday, guys, and really let's just say by next Monday, we should be seeing Dogecoin updated to 1.14.5, which will mean we'll be seeing lower transaction fees coming from Dogecoin as of next week. Why does that mean there's going to be a 2x? Well, firstly, because that's absolutely massive for the coin. And once people start finding out that information, people are going to start buying it up in anticipation. Because now sending Dogecoin to a friend is going to be like 10 times cheaper. Making payments with it is going to be 10 times cheaper than it is right now. And the real reason longer term for that is because Elon Musk has been waiting on this update to go live before they drop it for Tesla, before they drop Dogecoin for Tesla. So let me go ahead and just show you what I'm talking about. Elon transaction fees. And hopefully I can find this tweet without it taking forever. Basically, just in case, in essence, there was a post saying that the fees would get reduced and whatever and whatnot. Elon Musk replied and said that it was very, very important that the fees get reduced. And that's pretty much all he said. So that should tell you that that's something that Tesla is really taking a look into. And anytime that you're in business, when you want to propose doing something that could especially be potentially risky or require an investment financially or time-wise, they always look to make a business case. And in that business case, you're supposed to have a value proposition. So what value could taking on this project, investing in this project, investing time into this project, what value could that potentially bring to our company? And from that, you end up with a business case on why you should do it. The reduced transaction fees could be a massive part of the business case for Tesla to accept Dogecoin as a method of transacting with, because there's inherently some risk other than the investment, being that Dogecoin is still relatively new as far as adoption's concerned, and it's not necessarily stable. What if it goes live and the price dumps 15 cents as everyone just instantly cashes out? That could be a downside. So a massive upside, though, could be if transacting with Dogecoin, selling hundreds of thousands of vehicles per year, or selling millions of dollars worth of services to people, whether that's solar or whatever else Tesla gets into, each transaction is now 100 times cheaper than whatever kind of method of transacting they've been using today. Fiat currency, accepting credit and debit card payments, and all of that. And then 10 times cheaper than any other cryptocurrency out right now. You know, that could be part of the business case. Either way, whatever they're writing down for their business case, Elon Musk said that it was very important, that it was critical that Dogecoin fees get reduced. And that's going to happen in this update. So, long story short, guys, this update to 1.14.5 puts Dogecoin at the steps right prior to getting it accepted by Tesla. So we are that much closer to our catalyst. We pretty much have to wait on nothing else other than Elon, because at this point, the coin will be ready for him, if that makes sense. This was all we were waiting for. Coin is ready to go. And that should be by next Monday, according to the developer. This update will be dope. Now all we need, and what's going on, Pimped Out Platypus? Now all we need is the ETH bridge and to start using Doge for ETH gas transaction fees and Tesla acceptance. Agreed. The only thing is the ETH bridge is not going to be short term. The ETH bridge will be sometime next year. I talked to some of the devs and I just kind of reached out and I'm like, well, here's the thing. I kind of don't see an upside to a Dogecoin ETH bridge because right now Ethereum's so clunky and expensive and overused. So imagine throwing a retail so you have to understand right now Ethereum mining fees are it's right now about $600 to $700 per transaction during peak hours. That's the fee to make a transaction go through. So if we had a Doge to ETH bridge right now, you'd basically be using the Ethereum network to validate a transaction when you want to buy something or sell something with Doge. So each time, let's just say you go to the dollar store, you want to pay with Dogecoin, your total's $5 plus $700 to actually verify the transaction. Like, that doesn't work. So basically, Dogecoin is not going to be bridged to Ethereum until Ethereum is running on Ethereum 2. Because then will it make sense. Only then will it make sense. Because the fees with Ethereum 2 will be reduced. So basically no Doge ETH bridge until ETH 2, and we know there's probably no ETH 2 until like the halfway point of next year. So that is not going to be short term. But for now, with Dogecoin fees being way lower per transaction as a standalone coin, it'll still be good enough. It'll still be good enough to go live. And honestly, the only upside for an ETH bridge is then going to be being able to use it on like a Ethereum-based or backed decentralized exchange to make it really easy to swap out for something else, or kind of the possibility to throw in NFTs and all kinds of for fun stuff. But as a retail coin, Ethereum is 100% ready to go once the fees are dropped. So that's going to be great. Then again, I might just hodl. Hey, don't forget, spin the Doge, guys. Buy it cheap, and then just say, hey, the value of my dollars just went up by 2 or went up by 3. I'm gonna buy me something nice. But I understand if you feel you must sell it. But I always encourage to do what it's made for, and that's to be a currency to spend. Whereas Bitcoin is the currency to hodl. Yeah. Exactly. You're right on, One New. And no problem, Platypus. Anyway, guys, I think that's about going to do it for today. Hopefully you got some good information from that stream. I wanted to go live, had a few things to talk about. This will be re-uploaded if you want to watch it back and you missed anything. And you can go catch what I talked about towards the beginning. Thank you all for hanging out. Don't forget, click that like button. But if you have not already subscribed, click that subscribe button. I will probably be live either tomorrow or on Friday again, and I'll have more information to bring to you guys. Don't forget, if you have not already, take profits on your Shiba Inu and reinvest it. I understand if you bought in before the massive move up, guys, I again can't encourage enough. Don't be overly greedy. There are other projects to invest in that are much safer. So eliminate the greed, cash out, take your profit, and then throw that back into a safer project that isn't at a point where it's probably going to continue to dump, where the odds are like 75% in your favor to continue going up versus 25%. That way you don't lose everything you made. Anyway, thanks, guys. Thanks, Jonathan, Artful, and everybody else that's hanging out today. I'll catch you guys in the next stream.